Man, oh man, what a night in New York. I mean, the only thing that was missing in the Garden was Antonio Brown courtside. I mean, Evan Fournier went for 42. R.J. Barrett banked in a buzzer beater. The Knicks came back from 25 points down. Okay? And by the way, and you know this, Michael, I'm not telling you nothing you don't already know. This was the fourth time Boston has given up a comeback of at least 19 points and lost the game this season. No other team has done that more than twice this season. The last time the Knicks had a buzzer beater was 2006. And I'm going to tell you exactly who it was. First game-winning buzzer beater at MSG, I beg your pardon, since David Lee in 2006.
David Lee!
And entering the night, the Knicks were 1-229 when trailing by 25 or more points in a game in the last 25 seasons. One time in the last 25 seasons had they won trailing by 25 or more in a game, and they did so last night thanks to R.J. Barrett's buzzer-beating bank shot. But that wasn't the big story. The big story was the homie Julius Randle deciding to take a page out of the New York Mets book and give booing New York fans.
Because that works so well. Because that works so well, right? For Javier Baez.
That went over quite well, right? Give booing New York's fans a thumbs down. And then while they were down 25, Knicks fans were booing, and the struggling Julius Randle gave him the thumbs down. Asked afterward what that meant, he said it meant shut the F up. So I'm gonna shut the F up, Michael, and get your thoughts on this.
There it is right there, Javier Baez. All right, look, let's start from the top. And I'll tell you, the New York Knicks may not have believed before last night that they could come back from a 25-point deficit. And I would say to them, you haven't met the 2021-22 Boston Celtics. Because when you play the Celtics, they don't believe they can hold on to a lead, and everybody who plays them can see it in their eyes. They did this on Christmas Day against Milwaukee. They've done this, as you referenced, they've done this several times this year. They are not a team that can hold a lead. They can get out to a lead. They're a little bit of a front-running team, but they don't hold it. Stay tuned, because we got part 2 tomorrow. Knicks and Celtics play again on Saturday, January 8th. For those of you watching this late, January 8th, Knicks Celtics play again. So that's one. 2, Julius Randle should talk to my friend Terry Francona. So Terry Francona, manager of the Cleveland Indians, World Series, 2-time World Series manager.
Cleveland Guardians.
Oh yeah, that's right. Cleveland Guardians now. The Cleveland Guardians. How about that? Formerly manager of the Cleveland Indians, formerly manager of the Boston Red Sox. He used to say this because he used to get all kinds of email. People would send him stuff, whether it was a Harvard professor or somebody just passing through town. He got all kinds of email that said all sorts of rude things to him and about him, right? And he would say, you can't have this kind of passion, talking about the investment in the Boston Red Sox, without dealing with some of this too. He said they're connected. So when you're doing well, my life is good. I get paid more than I should get paid. I get credit. I get more credit than I should get. My life is good as manager of the Boston Red Sox because people are involved. But when things start to go south, I hear from a lot of different people. And I think that's a very simple way. It's not just a Boston story. That's a story of sports.
It's a life story. Or a life story.
Especially in New York. I was because I was watching this game last night with Oni. And Mike, you've been to Madison Square Garden. I've been to Madison Square Garden. I said to her, I want to go there with you. I just want you to experience the atmosphere, the circus, the pageantry, the big event, the big event vibe of Madison Square Garden. And I shouldn't have said that because my wife also likes to shop. So being in New York, I don't know. I don't know if that was a smart idea. But anyway, the point is, it's a great atmosphere. And you
No
can't,
place
and
like
it's
it.
New York. It's New York City. Expectation.
Yeah.
People don't, there's no filter. They don't hold back. They love you. They tell you they love you. They don't like you. They tell you they don't like you. There's no passive aggressiveness. There's no, I wonder how they feel. It is right in your face. And that is the beauty of New York and a lot of cities on the East Coast, Philly, Boston, are similar. So Julius Randle should know better, man. That's bottom line.
Well, he's not new to New York. Well, he's not new to New York.
What's he getting out of this?
Javi Baez at least had an excuse, even though he came from Chicago. Javi Baez was new to New York and new to the Mets toxicity. Okay.
Yeah. Or
just
passion.
Right.
I'm not even saying it's toxic.
But I'm saying the Mets were a whole different type of circus last year.
No, the Mets. Yeah, the Mets. The Mets.
I'm talking but last year, pre-playoffs, Julius Randle was a god in New York. He could do no wrong in New York. So just like they boo you, they will hoist you on their shoulders like no other fan base will.
Yes.
And he struggled in the playoffs, but got an extension out of it. He's struggling this year. The funny part about him telling Knicks fans that were booing him to shut the F up is that they cussing him out all the time anyway. So their feelings ain't hurt. You know, they're not hurt because they're probably saying worse about him. He just can't hear it specifically. So they're like,
right.
That's the relationship. Like we fuss and we fight and we do the other, thing, that starts with the same letter afterward. You know what I mean? That's just that's their love language, right? So point being is that Knicks fans don't care if you give them the thumbs down, if that gets you to play better. They went home happy last night. They didn't lose any sleep over Julius Randle being in his feelings about giving him a thumbs down. It's not going to go over well if you don't play better. If you play better, it will be forgotten. If you play better, you will never be forgotten in New York. And certain people ain't built for it, because the thing I never understood about booing, and we're talking about the psychology of sports and mental health and all that kind of stuff. Let's get a layer deeper if we can.
All right, let's go. Let's do it.
Just a little layer deeper. Because, look, and listen, man, I have no clue what it's like to try to perform on a stage in front of millions and put a ball in the basket. I've had millions of people watch me. I've had hundreds of thousands of people watch me, but I've never performed, like these athletes. So I would never suggest that I'm on their level in terms of fame and therefore scrutiny. However, at 42 years old now, my skin has gotten progressively thicker. It wasn't always thick, but it's gotten progressively thicker when I realized, and it speaks to what you were talking about with Terry Francona a second ago, when I realized that any time anybody takes time out of their day, our most precious resource is time, because there ain't no way of making it back. Ain't no way of recouping it. Anybody takes time out of their day, not only to watch what I do and what we do, Michael Holley, but to respond to it positively, negatively, indifferently, I'm flattered. It means you cared enough. When somebody is booing you, if your home fans are booing you, they want you to be better. And they're frustrated. And they're trying to bring out the best. It's tough love is all it is. Yeah. Hate ain't nothing but love in reverse. Booing ain't nothing but cheering backwards. That's all it is. Because when you go on the road, players say all the time, oh, I love the road crowd booing me. Because you know that it's flattering. It means that they care enough about you to try to get at your head, and there's nothing better than silencing them. Likewise, those Knicks fans are booing you, brother, because they just want what's best for you. They just want what's best for them, and they know you're better than that. So don't tell them to shut the F up, because maybe you're not built for it. I'm not going to say he's not built for it. I think he is built for it. Dude played in Kentucky, for crying out loud. I don't want to do that and say, oh, some people ain't built for this. He's built for it. I think there's being built for it. There's being built to withstand markets like Boston and New York and Philadelphia and Chicago and LA. And then there is embracing those environments. And it's like, man, turn that frown upside down. Embrace this environment and know that it's all love. At the end of the day, it's all love.
You know what, man? I think, and I think that's part of it. Like I just said, like you just said, New York, Chicago, LA, like some of these big markets, you do have to be prepared for it. But I think it maybe even goes deeper than this too. It may be perspective. You know, I'm on sabbatical right now, Mike. I'm on leave from teaching. Got a lot of things going on. So I think every now and then, all right, when I go back to teaching, what are some of the things I want to communicate to the next generation of storytellers that I've learned from and that I didn't know when I was 20, 21 years old? And one of the things, especially for those who are interested in sports, one of the things I want to tell them is you've got to have the right perspective and you've got to have the right approach to criticism. Because what they haven't, what a lot of them don't know is the volume and sometimes the brutality. I use that word intentionally, the brutality of the criticism that they will get. Sometimes people are really, really nasty with their feedback. You think you're talking about one thing. You're talking about basketball, and they come in and they talk about something that is not even, has nothing to do with your main point. It's a personal attack, or they accuse you of something else. And I feel like a lot of people they're not ready to be criticized. That sounds crazy, but not ready for that. Right. Or they don't think that they should be. And see, I think that's where Julius Randle is going. It's not a New York thing. Because listen to his comments. His comments, he says, hey, I know the game. So I know the game. Why am I being criticized by people who don't know the game? Well, sorry. That's the deal. Once again, it's all part of the empire that is the NBA. This is how it all works. And so if we're only going to reduce this whole thing to this club, to people who play the game and know the game, maybe you don't have as many fans watching you.
No.
Maybe your salary, maybe your salary is not as big as it is.
It just comes with the territory.
It's like a chef saying, how can somebody criticize my food? They don't know how to cook. No, right. But they're coming to
get yours.
To your restaurant.
Yes.
Hey, filmmaker, how could you criticize this great Marvel movie? You've never made a film, I know. But I'm sitting here and I expect a certain type of performance.
I guess if I'm Julius Randle, and again, easy for me to say, but if I'm Julius Randle or anybody else, I'd much rather play somewhere where they care than where they don't, than where they don't. So you're sitting somewhere and it's quiet, or nobody's watching your games, or nobody's invested in your games. Is that better?
Let me ask you.
I'd much rather be booed by my home fans than have. I was told a long time ago, irrelevance is the enemy. Indifference is the worst thing people can feel about you.
I agree. Let me ask you a real quick question. Yep. Why are you wearing that hat? Why you got the hat on today? You get a bad haircut? You get a bad haircut?
I mean, I need a haircut, but I just thought I'm trying to coordinate.
Oh,
and it's a snow day.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.